The Dandelion Tale. Once upon a time, at the dawn of many kingdoms, when people were in the effort of building and maintaining their own nation, in a kingdom, like many others, people were in the beginning of an evolutionary development. The whole nation was filled with excitement and pride towards such development. There was a syndic who was the father of two boys. One was still a little child, one had turned 14. His family led an allegedly pleasant and comfortable life. However, one day, the father called his eldest son over and asked him, "What do you believe the fundamentals of a man's life?" The son replied, "As a boy, it's learning and educating. As a boy, it's all about keeping the essence of masculinity." The father gathered his eyebrows and said, "So, you understand how you're supposed to live profoundly?" "I do," the eldest son answered. The father turned his back and walked away without saying a word. Many years later, the eldest son constantly went through countless challenges of life. The lesson he learned from his family had changed him into a real man. The young 14-year-old boy had turned into a well-built adolescent. Deep down in his heart, he nourished so many dreams and ambitions. Some of them were little dreams like a love story. Some were great, like becoming a king. There were dreams he achieved, trivial glories and painful failures. There came a day he determined to find a status of his own, a life of his own. He decided to walk away with his built-in force and his friends. He established an army. His ambition was to build his own kingdom. He got on his path. Through thousands of battles, innumerable villages, what he got was increasingly potent, but in his mind was only the experiences of loss. As time goes by, as he was occupied with fighting and conquering, his hair already turned white, the color of aging and sunlight's reflection. The emperor slowly walked through the enormous kingdom he created. He kept on walking until deciding to rest in the living room of a small house. Looking through the windows filled with moonlight, his eyes were filled with memories his childhood, years of exile. Arose in his mind were the questions, the thoughts of what he couldn't have done. He started to miss his acquaintances, his friends, who he hadn't done much for. Moonlights slowly faded away. The emperor called the host and said, "When I'm deceased, buried in the vast steppe in my hometown, I want my soul to be taken back to where I was born and raised. No matter where I go, no matter how far I've got, this certainly be the day I came back home. I want to have the wind send pieces of my soul to my father, my mother, my lover, to those who I missed, those who don't believe in me. Each piece is a prayer. Where I go, there are smiles and tears." Soon later, the emperor passed away. Obeying his will, he was buried in the steppe where he was born. And right where he was buried grew a flower plant. The strange flower, when blossoming, looks like a lion's mane. When it withers, the petals, which look like tiny plants, are taken away by the wind. It is called the dandelion, the prayer's carrier.